So I guess we are going to do our April wrap-up and to be read, which I don't have my to be read books, but that's okay. So this month was a very slow month for me. I kind of had a little bit of distraction, but I did get a couple of books read. Thank goodness for the 24-hour readathon last weekend. That's why I got these books read. So I started off with Allegiant. Yes, finally after 3 months I finished the series. I had to wait for 3 other people to read the book before I could finally read it. So, but I finally finished it. 4. No, 3. Okay. 3.
I was wrong.
But I cried. I laughed. I got very, very angry. This is definitely, this series, I would say, is definitely very emotional. You have every emotion in the spectrum. And then I read, that's Allegiant by Veronica Roth. And then I read Afterburn and Aftershock by Sylvia Day. And this is my fun read after my tearjerker read. So this was a bit of fun read. I have to say, I love the news that HarperCollins bought Harlequin. This is going to be really good for the company. But I love the book. I don't want to give away too much. Basically, the main character, she works for a famous chef, and it's just, how they're trying to get these other chefs together to create a unique dining experience, and someone from her past comes in and tries to throw a wrench in their ideas, but really, really, really good. So yeah, that was my quick and easy what I've read this month. Now, to be read, I've actually started I've got 4 books going right now. I think I'm going to try to finish those, but one book I do have to read is Fault in Our Stars
by John Green.
That's going to be our book of the month this month.
I already read it twice.
Because as many of you know, next month the movie comes out, so we want to get that read before the movie comes out. But then I'm also going to read, I started Unhinged, which is book 2 of the Alice in Wonderland.
And it's by?
And it is by Hey, I have it right here, honey.
I know it though by heart. Come on.
I'm also going to try to finish Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. The Witch's Daughter, which I started back in January and still haven't finished, by Paula Braxton. And I don't remember the also The Necromancer, which is the 5th book of the Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel by Michael Scott. So those are going to be my to be read, and hopefully I can get at least 3, maybe 4 of those done this month. So I definitely want to focus more on reading this month than I did this last month. So at least we know I'll finish 1.
Hopefully.
Oh no, I will finish it.
Yeah, you have to read Fault in Our Stars. Yes, we will tie you down.
That is my wrap up and month to date.
Okay, so I had a much better reading month. I read 10 books. And I was really surprised because at the beginning of the month, it took me forever to finish Allegiant, which was the first book I read this month. Yes, we won't talk about it. I cried a lot. That's it. We don't want to discuss the end of that ever. And then, what else did I read? I read Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. Oh my god, I loved this book! If you liked The Wizard of Oz, you'll like this. Even though the characters are not nice. Like Dorothy is psycho. And
Oh my god. I don't want to like go in too much because I don't want to give anything away.
Gemma?
Jellia?
Yeah. Jellia Jam?
But oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
The hype around this book is serious.
Yeah, they were like advertising that for like months and months.
So it was like, I had to buy it. And I'm glad I did. I'm just really bummed it's gonna be like 3 books though.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wanted some kind of... I mean, a lot of stuff happened, but it could have went a little quicker in parts. But I did love it. I loved the characters and how really messed up they are. Like, oh my god, like, Lion is like...
Kind of goes down the same line as the Splintered.
Yeah, so it's like, if you like... I almost said Alice in Wonderland. If you like The Wizard of Oz, but don't go into it being, like, wanting, like, the characters, because they won't be nice. And then, what did I read?
Then I finished Perfect Lies by Kirsten White. This was a really good book. This I won off of Epic Reads, and it was signed and everything, which is really super awesome. I don't know if you can probably not see that. But it's about 2 sisters, Annie and Fia, and Annie is blind, and she has visions, and Fia has like perfect instincts.
Oh, cool.
And I don't want to go into too much because this is a sequel to Mind Games. But I really liked it, and it was a really quick read, even though it took me a while because I put it down for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But then when I picked it back up, it just took me like no time to read. But it's super good. And then what did I do? Then I read our book of the month, Finding It by Cora Carmack. You know, it's a good new adult book. It's a companion book to Losing It. And I loved Losing It. Oh my god. It's my favorite new adult book ever. And, you know, this is your typical new adult book, really. You know, about a relationship and everything. And how it can go wrong. And then, you know, right again.
Wrong.
Yeah. And then I'm knocking things over. Then I read 3 books on my Kindle. 3 new adult books. I first read When I Break by Kendall Ryan, and then I read the sequel, When I Surrender by Kendall Ryan. I don't remember what they were about.
Oops.
I was in like this like new adult book like mood in the middle of the month, and I just read a few, and then they're kind of blending together, which is bad. But I know I liked them because I rated them like 4 stars each.
Yeah.
And then I read Before You Break by Christina Lee. That was also a new adult book. That was the theme I had going in the middle of the month when I was kind of on like a slump where I was like, I don't know what to read. Surrounded by books and I didn't know what to read. So I'm like, let me read something fun. So it's like new adult usually is what I go to when I'm in a reading slump. Because it usually takes me 1 day to read a book. Which is good for my Goodreads count. And then I read, for the 24-hour readathon, I read In the After by Demetria Lunetta. This book I also got sent by Epic Reads. Oh my god, it's so good. It's a dystopian about aliens.
And oh my god, these aliens are super creepy. They like eat you whole.
Oh, really?
Yes. They like eat all parts of you. Oh my god, it's such a good book.
Is that the only reason why you read it? Because normally you don't read things with aliens.
Well, I got sent. Plus, I wanted to read this. Like, I had it on my Goodreads to read list for a while. And I've just never really gotten around to actually picking it up. And so when I actually got sent this, because I didn't know which book I was going to get, and I opened it, I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I really wanted to read this book. So I super cannot wait for the sequel to come out in the end of next month. Oh my god. Totally, I gave this 5 stars.
And then the other book I read for the 24-hour readathon was Looking for Alaska by John Green, because it was a short book. I read about 80% of it until I got like really tired at like 7 the next morning for the 24-hour readathon. So, and then I finished this next day.
Went to bed at 4. I stayed up the latest. I won.
I failed majorly.
Yeah, I think you went to bed at like 2.
Yeah, I was gonna take a nap and then I'm like, goodbye.
I was the only one hanging in there like, I must read.
Well, see, I did take a nap from like midnight to 2, and I think that was a bad idea. I should have only slept for like 30 minutes to a half hour.
And it didn't help that the night before I didn't sleep either. I had a little bit of insomnia.
Oops.
Going into the 24-hour readathon, so yay! It's a 48-hour readathon for me!
But this book was really good. I really liked it because this is the second John Green book that I read. I read The Fault in Our Stars 2 months ago, I think. As whenever the trailer premiered, I watched the trailer and I was like, I need to read this book, and I did. And this was the second book I read. I really did enjoy this too. I enjoyed Fault in Our Stars better, but I think it's because his writing has gotten better because this was his first book. And The Fault in the Stars was his latest book, so obviously you're going to get better with each book. But I did still enjoy it. And then what else? The last book I read was No Place Like Oz, the novella, like the prequel novella to Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page. That was all about when after Dorothy came home, you know, from being in Oz the first time, and how she's kind of like not satisfied with her life there anymore. And then when she did get back, you know, how it all leads up to her being the way she is currently in Dorothy Must Die. I did like it. It kind of was a lot longer than a novella should be. I felt like there were parts in that they were kind of just dragging out. But I did enjoy it. I don't think it's necessary to read it if, you know, before reading Dorothy Must Die. But it gave a little bit more backstory of why Dorothy ended up the way she did. So that was cool.
So this is my reading for April. So I read Finding It by Cora Carmack. Really enjoyed it. We will be reviewing it for a monthly read. We didn't do this already yet, right?
No.
No. Okay. So that was that. I won't talk too much about that. And then I read Insurgent and Allegiant by Veronica Roth. Devastated for days at the way this book ended. Like, I've never had a book affect my life so much.
Yeah.
I can't believe how devastated I was. But they were very good books, and I will say, I actually prefer this series, the Divergent series, over Hunger Games. Very, very good.
Not to put the Hunger Games down, 'cause it's a good series.
I
but
just thought it was better.
Yep.
And then I I read The Awakening by Michael Carroll. It was interesting. It's about superheroes, and it begins with a battle, and then they all were just kind of supposedly wiped out, but they really weren't. And then you learn it centers on 2 kids who were alive during this kind of, they were toddlers, but their powers hadn't come into play yet. So it kind of centers on them, and their powers are just kind of coming out. There's like 7 or 8, maybe even like 10 books in this series.
Whoa.
I thought it was okay. I've never really read books about superheroes, and I don't read comics, so I thought it would be neat to kind of branch out and to read something different. It was good. But I wouldn't go out of my way to read the second one, I'll just say that. I think that it would be best for maybe people who like, you know, comics, that type of...
maybe younger boys.
Yeah, it would be really good for them.
There's that one.
And then I read The Unidentified by Ray Merritt's. This was an interesting book. Basically, it follows a girl, Katie. She's also known as Kid. And the Department of Education has ran out of money. And so, basically, malls are converted into schools. And try to get on the IT list where you get branded by companies. They basically kind of own you, but it's like the thing. I'm describing it really badly, but basically it centers around her, and there's this group called the Unidentified that kind of is going against the system. I thought it was a very intriguing way to kind of write, but I felt like there was some stuff that was missing. Good book. Whee! That is not a series, by the way. It's a singular book, from what I can tell. At least on Goodreads. And then for the Goodreadathon, the Readathon, I read Withered by Lauren DeStefano. Good book. So I'll be getting on with that series. And then I'm currently reading Hangman's Curse by Frank Peretti. It's the Veritas Project, which I believe is a series because it says view on. It's okay. Not gonna go out of my way to read the second one. Storyline's kind of convenient, so the book's kind of writing itself, so I know where it's gonna go. So I'm like, eh.
Wouldn't it be funny if they made it look that way?
Then I would kind of maybe go out of my way to read the second one, but not right now. So then there's that one. So for my to be read, I'll finish this one, and then I'll be reading The Fault in Our Stars, and then I'll be reading other books on my shelf that I might not keep, that I might donate to New to You Books. Don't know which ones those are gonna be just yet, but we'll see.
You'll have to see until next month.
Yep.